We are not rare. But before you leave, you will perceive the lore will be unlocked. You might be stalked by a Sasquatch or a ghost witch, possibly even a ghost that will boast about knowing the Ohio Grassman or even the Michigan Dogman. Werewolves hunt, poltergeists are up front, but in these backwoods folklore is unlocked.
Welcome back to Folklore Unlocked. I'm Austin, and like always, I'm joined by Ethan.
Yep, hello again, everyone.
And this week, we are taking a look at the Anunnaki. And a little background about the Anunnaki and their origins. They originally were a pantheon of deities of the ancient Sumerians, Akkadians, Assyrians, and Babylonians. And they are descended from On, the god of the heavens, so the sky god, and Ki, the earth goddess.
And some of the earliest mentions, so they're first used during the reign of Gudea, roughly 2144 to 2124 BC, and during the third dynasty of Ur and Sumeria. And it's named Seven Gods Who Decree, and there is On, Enlil, Enki, Ninhursag, Nana, Utu, and Inanna.
And their first big appearance was in the Babylonian human creation myth, which is called the Atrahasis epic. I hope I pronounced that right, but if not, I apologize. And the Anunnaki are said to have created the Gigi to perform what essentially was slave labor, with the Gigi rebelling and subsequently being defeated by the Anunnaki, and Enki created humans in response to do what the Gigi were doing. So essentially, according to Babylonian myth, humans were created for slave labor.
Doesn't feel good.
No. Shame on you, Anunnaki. Slavery is bad.
And then we have Epic of Gilgamesh. It is an Akkadian flood myth and describes the Anunnaki as the seven judges of the underworld.
Then the Anunnaki's first modern big appearance was with Eric von Daniken, who we've mentioned a couple of times, states that the Anunnaki are or were aliens, and started with this 1968 book, Chariots of the Gods.
It always comes back to aliens.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's probably not aliens in this case.
And then we have Zachariah Sitchin, who claims that the Anunnaki are advanced humanoid aliens from the undiscovered planet of Nibiru, and came to Earth 500,000 years ago to set up a base to mine gold here on Earth. And then they made hybrids between themselves and Homo erectus, who were an ancient human species, to do the mining. So again, back to slavery.
Yeah, and the hybrids are us, apparently. Homo sapiens. And, of course, Anunnaki have been mentioned in a bunch of pop culture. Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, which was the 2010 through 2013 version of Scooby-Doo, where not to spoil too much, but then one Anunnaki was the primary antagonist of the whole show. And then, of course, Ancient Aliens, which Eric Von Daniken was a major contributor to. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has one card called Nibiru, so I threw in Yu-Gi-Oh! For this. And then, of course, the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Now, you see, I was going to ask you about the Yu-Gi-Oh! One, because I was like, I kind of dropped off after Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, so I'm like, perhaps there could have been something else with the Anunnaki later on or something like that, but I guess that answers my question just being a card.
Yeah, there's a card that's called Nibiru, and it's like an asteroid-looking, planet-looking thing. And on to our thoughts, as I learned about Anunnaki and Nibiru from Ancient Aliens and Scooby-Doo. I thought the Anunnaki were an interesting mythology, but aliens, no, not really.
Yeah,
don't really think they're aliens.
Yeah, I'm the same as Austin. I only know of the Anunnaki from Scooby-Doo, so I didn't initially know really much about them, like all the Sumerian and all the other stuff about them. But I can say that I do not think that they are reptilian overlords from outer space like some conspiracies.
Or I don't think they, like, get a group of 4 teenagers and a talking animal together just to solve a big mystery.
Which would be cool. Which would be cool.
Honestly, yes, it would be cool. But as there's no actual recorded evidence of it actually happening, safe to say I don't think that version of the Anunnaki exists either. Sadly.
And I'm guessing
as much as I want Scooby-Doo to actually exist.
And I'm guessing you also don't think that the Anunnaki made us by interbreeding with Homo erectus, I'm guessing? No?
No, I highly, highly doubt that.
Okay.
But I think that's all we've got for this week. Next week we'll be taking a look at the Russian mystic Grigory Rasputin and the many odd ways the Russians tried to, get him out of the Russian nobility.
In Minecraft, right?
Sure. Any last words, Ethan?
Just thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, leave us a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're on Spotify, drop us a follow and a comment. And we'll see you next week.
You might wake up beside Spearfinger with an extended visit from Jack the Ripper. But if you're lucky, it'll be an angel on that range hill of Louisiana. You might meet Mary Laveau or the Road. At Folklore Unlocked, Austin and Ethan concoct their theory of the eerie and unexplained around the world, sometimes even the underworld. The lore is locked behind secrets, but folklore is meant to be unlocked. The Sokaloo is haunting NC as well as Tennessee. There are many giants that might be clients of the Dark Watchers, who might have psychokinesis. And the phantom time hypothesis is like a phoenix, coming back around again and again. The laser strain on your brain if you got more than 2 brain cells in you. Some believe McCartney's dead because they read into the Mandela effect, which is subject